Hey, English learners! Welcome back to English Voice Podcast, the place where learning English feels simple, natural, and relaxed. I'm Elena.
And I'm Jax. We're really happy you're here with us today. Maybe you're listening while having your morning coffee, walking outside, traveling to work, or just relaxing at home. Wherever you are, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
If you enjoy learning English with us, don't forget to follow or subscribe to English Voice Podcast and share it with someone who is learning English too. All right, let's jump into today's episode.
Jax, can I ask you something before we start?
Sure.
Have you ever been telling a story about something that happened in the past, something that had been going on for a while before something else happened, and you suddenly stopped, unsure whether to say have been or had been, and then just picked one and hoped the timeline still made sense?
Oh, yes. I remember telling a friend about a difficult period at work. I said, I have been feeling really stressed before I finally talked to my manager about it. And she looked a little confused because the talking to my manager part was clearly in the past, and the feeling stressed part needed to connect to that past moment, not to now. I had used have been when I needed had been. The whole timeline of my story shifted without me realizing it.
And that small shift, have been versus had been, might look tiny on the page, but it can completely change when someone thinks something happened. These two forms are about time traveling within your own sentences, about connecting one moment in time to another. And once you feel how each one works, your storytelling in English becomes so much clearer.
So today we are talking about have been and had been, two forms that often get confused because they look so similar, but actually point to completely different moments in time. And by the end of this episode, you will not just know the grammar rule, you will feel exactly where each one places you in time.
Because once you feel the timeline each one creates, you will never have to pause and guess again. The right form will simply arrive, because you will be able to see the whole picture of time in your mind.
Today we have 3 ideas that will completely change the way you use have been and had been. And Jax, I think our listeners are really going to love the third one.
The third one is the one that stays with you, so please stay with us all the way to the end. Let's begin with idea number 1.
Idea number 1. Have been connects the past to right now. It is the present perfect continuous. And its anchor point, its fixed reference point in time, is always the present moment. Today, this conversation, this second. Have been says something started in the past and it is still connected to now.
I have been working on this project for 3 months. She has been living in this city since last year. They have been waiting for almost an hour. We have been talking about this for ages. In every one of these, something began at some point in the past, and it continues to be relevant or true right now, in this present moment, as we speak.
And have been describes things that started before now and are still going, or that have just finished and still affect the present moment. I have been cleaning all morning. That's why I'm tired right now. The connection to the present is always there. Have been keeps one foot firmly in today.
Think about it this way. If you're telling a story and the anchor point, the moment you're speaking from, is right now, today, this very conversation, then have been is your bridge back into the past. It says, let me tell you what has been happening up until this exact moment.
I want to share something personal. I use have been constantly when people ask how I am. I have been so busy lately. I have been thinking about you. Each one connects something that started earlier to this present conversation right now. That little bridge is what makes have been feel so warm. It is always reaching toward today.
So the personality of have been is current and immediate. Its anchor is now. Whatever started in the past, have been pulls it all the way up to this present moment and holds it there, still relevant, still true.
Okay, let's move to idea number 2. And this is where had been enters. And this is where the whole picture of time shifts completely.
Idea number 2. Had been does exactly what have been does, but its anchor point is not now. Its anchor point is a moment in the past. Had been is the past perfect continuous, and it connects an earlier past action to a later past moment, not to today, to another point back in time.
I had been working on this project for 3 months before it was finally canceled. She had been living in that city for years before she decided to move. They had been waiting for almost an hour before the train finally arrived. We had been talking about this for ages before we actually made a decision. In every one of these, there are 2 points in the past, an earlier one and a later one, and had been connects them.
Notice the structure in each of those sentences. There is always a second past event, canceled, decided to move, the train arrived, made a decision, and had been describes what was already happening before that second event occurred. Had been is the action that was unfolding, that had already started by the time something else in the past happened.
This is the single most important thing about had been. It always needs that second past point in the moment to make full sense. I had been working for 3 months sounds incomplete on its own. Your mind waits for the rest. Had been is reaching backward from a past moment, not from now.
Let's compare directly. I have been working on this project for 3 months. This is true right now, today, as I am speaking to you. I had been working on this project for 3 months before it was canceled. This entire story happened in the past, and the working started even earlier than the canceling, which was already in the past itself. 2 completely different timelines from 2 very similar-sounding phrases.
I once described a relationship that ended years ago by saying, I had been so happy before everything changed. Had been places the happiness clearly in the past, before another past moment. Had I said, I have been so happy, it would have sounded confusing because have been reaches toward today, while the rest of the sentence was entirely about the past.
So, the personality of had been is distant and backward-reaching. Its anchor is some other moment in the past, and it always needs that second past moment to complete its meaning.
And now, as promised, idea number 3, the one we have been building toward. Are you ready?
Tell them, Elena.
Idea number 3. Stop thinking about have been and had been as grammar labels. Start picturing 2 different cameras, one filming from today, looking backward, one filming from somewhere back in the past, also looking backward from there. Once you can see those 2 cameras, you will never confuse these forms again.
Picture the first camera. It is standing right here, right now, today, and it is looking backward into the past, following a thread that leads all the way up to this very moment where the camera is standing. That thread, that connection from the past straight up to now, that is have been. The camera is positioned in the present.
Now picture the second camera. It is not standing today. It has traveled back in time and it is standing at some other moment in the past. Maybe the day the project was canceled, the day she decided to move, the moment the train finally arrived. And from that point in the past, it is looking even further backward, towards something that had already been happening before it arrived at that point. That is had been. The camera is positioned somewhere back in the past. Not today. Camera in the present looking back to a connected past. Have been. Camera transported into the past looking back even further from there. Had been. 2 cameras, 2 anchor points, 2 completely different pictures of time.
I want to tell you about a listener who wrote to us. His name is Tariq, and he wrote from Morocco. You may remember Tariq from our will versus going to episode. He said he had been mixing up have been and had been for years, especially when telling longer stories that moved between different points in time.
He described once trying to tell a colleague how his English had improved before a big presentation and getting completely tangled. I have been practicing so much before the presentation went really well. The listener could not quite tell when the practicing happened relative to the presentation.
And then he learned about the two cameras, and he realized the whole story was happening in the past. The presentation had already happened. It was a completed past event. So the camera needed to be standing back there in the past, not today. I had been practicing so much before the presentation, and it went really well. Suddenly, the timeline was completely clear.
He tried something small. Whenever he told a story about the past, he paused and asked himself, where is my camera standing? Here today, looking back at something connected to now, or in the past, looking back even further from there? That one question untangled almost every confusing sentence he used to make.
He wrote to us a few weeks later and said, I told a long story about my childhood to a new friend, moving between several different past moments, and for the first time, the whole thing made sense without me having to stop and think. He said it felt like a small door had quietly opened.
That story gives me chills every single time. So here is your permission. Picture your two cameras. If your camera is standing today, looking back at something still connected to now, have been. If your camera has traveled into the past and is standing at an earlier moment, looking back even further from there, had been. Let the picture of where you are standing in time guide you, every single time.
Okay, let's take a gentle pause now and do our word tour, a calm, quiet walk through some of the words from today.
Just a few, slowly, so they settle into you.
First word, anchor, a fixed point that something is connected to. Have been is anchored to now. Had been is anchored to a moment in the past. For example, her calm seemed anchored in years of quiet daily practice. Anchor. Anchor.
Next word, timeline, the order in which events happen across time. Understanding have been and had been is really about understanding your own timeline. For example, once she drew out the timeline, the whole story finally made sense. Timeline. Timeline.
Next word, preceding, coming before something else in time. Had been describes something preceding a later past moment. For example, the preceding weeks had been some of the most difficult of her life. Preceding. Preceding.
Next phrase, up until now, captures exactly what have been reaches toward, everything from the past connecting to this moment. For example, up until now, everything had gone smoothly, and she was grateful for that. Up until now. Up until now.
Next word, tangled. Confused or mixed up, like threads knotted together. Stories become tangled when these forms are mixed up. For example, his explanation became so tangled that nobody could follow the order of events. Tangled. Tangled.
And our last word, untangle. To make something clear again after it became confused. Picturing the two cameras helps untangle any story. For example, it took a long conversation to untangle exactly what had happened and when. Untangle. Untangle.
6 words today. Anchor, timeline, preceding, up until now, tangled, and untangle. Try to use one of them this week, even in your head, even in a sentence you write before you sleep, because a word you use is a word you keep.
And a word you only hear passes through you like wind. But a word you feel, a word you connect to a real moment in your life, that word becomes yours forever.
Okay, now it is your turn, and this is our favorite part of every episode.
Yes, because now the conversation belongs to you.
Here is your challenge. Write 2 sentences. One using have been, something that started in the past and is still true or connected to today, right now as you write it. And one using had been, a story from the past where something had already been happening before a second past event occurred.
Picture your camera before you write. If it is standing today looking back at something still happening, have been. If it has traveled into the past, looking back even further from an earlier point in time, had been. Let the camera guide you to the right form.
For example, I have been learning English for 2 years now, and I can already feel how much more confident I am. And last year, I had been planning a trip for months before everything had to be canceled because of unexpected circumstances.
Or, she has been working from home for the past few months, and she says she genuinely loves it. And before they finally spoke honestly with each other, they had been avoiding the conversation for weeks, both too afraid to start it.
That last sentence, they had been avoiding the conversation for weeks, both too afraid to start it, that is such a real human moment, and had been places it perfectly, something that had already been happening quietly before the moment they finally spoke.
So please write your 2 sentences in the comments. Make them real. Make them yours. And notice exactly where your camera is standing as you choose each form.
And know this, when you write your comment, you are not just practicing grammar. You are practicing the art of placing your own story clearly in time, so that anyone listening can follow exactly where you have been and exactly where you had been long before this very moment.
And your sentences might be exactly what another learner needs today. Someone who has been tangling their timelines for years and never had the 2 cameras to untangle them. And then they read your sentences and something shifts. Oh, I can see exactly where each camera is standing now.
One honest sentence gives permission to 100 quiet hearts.
Before we close today, thank you for listening all the way to this moment. That is not a small thing.
And to anyone who has ever told a story and watched someone's face grow slightly confused about when things happened, that confusion is behind you now. Have been for the camera standing today. Had been for the camera standing somewhere back in the past. See where you were standing, find the form, and let your stories carry their timelines clearly.
Have been reaching from the past to right now. Had been reaching from an earlier past to a later past. 2 cameras, 2 anchors, all yours now.
Language that places time clearly is language that truly connects.
If this episode helped you even a little, please give it a like, subscribe to English Voiced Podcast, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your support helps this little podcast reach more learners, and every new listener is one more person who feels a little less alone in this journey.
Until next time, take care of your English and take care of yourselves. This was English Voice Podcast. I'm Elena.
And I'm Jax. We will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.